Well, hello, writers. Welcome to a surprise episode 277 of How Do You Write? I'm Rachael Heron. I'm so glad you're here. I did not expect to be posting a New Year's episode because I'm out of town on holiday. However, someone let me know that a new podcast is dropping. And I've got a little teaser of it here for you because I'm on it and I'm talking super honestly about my writing with my friend Monna McDiarmid. Her new podcast is called Ease Lessons, and I am so dang excited about it. And I'm so honored to be one of her first guests. I'm going to read you the bio and the premise over on her podcast page. It is called Ease Lessons. And the bio says, I'm Monna McDiarmid, a writer and coach based in Nova Scotia. I know that life is challenging sometimes. No matter how hard you work or how well you plan, things happen. In Ease Lessons, we learn how to make life a little bit easier and more joyful. Each 12-episode season follows 4 guests over the course of 3 conversations. I'm one of the guests, y'all. In the first, they identify something they want to make easier. A month later, we talk about their homework and the progress. And in our third conversation, we discuss what they've learned. Regardless of the topic, the Ease Lessons can be applied to challenges in your own life. So I am a guest on this first season that she is doing. And I chose to talk with her about the book formerly known as Replenish, now called Stay, that she is helping me with. And y'all, what you will hear is just, I think it's about 5 minutes from the podcast of me identifying the problem. And it's a tease because in talking with her, I figure out part of the solution. And then I'm just going to spoil things for you by our second chat, which I don't think is live yet. I figure out what the book is about because I have been talking to her and thinking about ease and thinking about what this project wants to be. And I find talking to Monna completely magical. I really, really do. Like Jason, who was on last week. Monna is one of those students that I have just folded into my community of friends. And Monna is the third teacher. This all just worked out perfectly. We didn't plan this, but it is really nice to be able to tell you that Monna, Jason, and I are the ones teaching the 15-day frolic in February. If you're interested in that, you can look at rachaelheron.com/frolic. But what I would love you to do is to listen to this little teaser of the show and then go over, or just right now, go over on your podcatcher app and type in Ease Lessons and take a listen because she is someone truly phenomenal. In fact, I am on her, okay, no joke, I am on her email newsletter list. It is the one you want to be on. It is my favorite one that I get. She sends it out every couple of weeks. I have talked about it on the show before. You can go to monnamcdiarmid.com to sign up. And Monna is spelled Monna. McDiarmid is McDiarmid. It looks like Monna McDiarmid, but it's pronounced Monna McDiarmid. And you want to be on that newsletter. It is so joyful and encouraging. It's basically everything I want my emails to be, and they never are because they are written in my voice, not Mona's voice. But I hope that you enjoy her show. And look, it gives you something to do over the holidays. Download those first 4 episodes of her talking to 4 different people. Oh, including Jason. Jason is one of them. We are in this delicious community braid right now, and I can't wait to listen to the Jason episodes. It had not crossed my mind I was able to do that until this very moment. So I'm going to download them so I can listen to them in the car while we are traveling over our holiday week. Okay. All of you, thank you so much for spending this very strange year with me. I really appreciate it. And I will be back next week to talk about money stuff. And in the meantime, please enjoy Monna and Ease Lessons, in which, in this sample, I'm really the one doing all the talking. You got to hear Monna talk. You really do. Stick around for that. Okay, my friends, Happy New Year. But the interesting thing about that book was I was not ready to talk about it. I'm very happy to talk about it now, but I was writing these essays for my Patreon subscribers because I write an essay a month for my Patreon members. And I had pledged to write this book, and I thought it was still a great idea. I knew I was still creatively burned out, and I'm newly sober. What else do I have to do? I should try some of these challenges. So I kept doing them. And I and I kept writing about what it was doing for my creative spirit. However, I was leaving out this huge part of it, which was my sobriety, my recovery, my meetings, my friends, the way my life changed, the way I thought about things differently, the way I went to bed, the way I got up in the morning. All of that was left out. Everything in those essays was true, but they feel like they're tainted with that lie of omission, right? Because the real deepest truth of my life at that point wasn't ready to be talked about. So I started to work on that collection by trying to put myself and what really happened back into it. So I'm revising, but also including my morning pages, lightly revised because nobody wants to read real morning pages, to show what my brain was like in between these months of trial. And when I talk about things like that, like I had a month where I meditated every single day. I had a month where I rested. I had a month where I put my body in some kind of water, in some form of water. I had a music month. So I'm revising those and also including all of the underlying stuff and trying to be as honest as possible and not trying to be boring. But I started pulling this together about a year ago, and apparently I wasn't ready for it. And I feel ready for it now, and I'm in it, but I'm just still struggling with what is the actual message? What kind of package do I want? Package sounds wrong. What do I want it to say? Yeah, what kind of form? I'm looking for the structure of it. Because right now they are standalone essays, because I like to write a standalone essay that stands up by itself. And they are these disjointed morning pages in between. I love a memoir that is a collection of essays. I have one of those, but I don't really want that for this. A collection of essays is nice, but when you get to the end of an essay, it's rah, rah, feel good, figured that out. And that is not how I felt that year.
Right.
I had a lot of rah, rah, oh crap, what's going on? And that is what I would like to reflect in the book while remaining more deeply true than I was when I released the first draft, because the Patreon essays are always just first drafts.
Okay.
And I'm struggling to meet it on the page. It scares me.
So reflecting on what you've just said, and we'll talk a little bit about, because I love this idea of, okay, I've written the first draft of these essays and I began the revision process, but I wasn't quite ready. And now I am, and I'm not just going to edit it. I'm going to supplement those original essays with morning pages and just stuff that is, as you said, truer. I love that word. And I can't help but wonder, are there also two projects in your project? Is there Replenish and also a memoir about stopping drinking? Okay, there's a little part of me that's loath to say that to you, since I know you have a lot of projects on the go. But so you're wanting to tell the kind of fullest version of this story. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Could there be two projects? Is it possible that is making things challenging?
I have thought about that a lot, and I don't honestly. I think I just don't want to write a book about just getting sober. It's not interesting to me.
Okay.
And there are a lot of them, which is not a problem. I mean, there are a lot of every book, and that means, everyone who writes a book is completely unique and individual, and we need those books. But for me, I think the drinking and stopping drinking and the creative burnout really crashed into each other. There were these two cars that crashed in my brain and body, and pulling apart that wreckage and looking at it really feels intrinsically linked.
Got it. So it really is one beautiful project. I think it is one beautiful project, as you say, that trying I wrote to about figure out how it can be beautiful.
Yes. Instead of wreckage, how it can be beautiful. And I think what I would love to love to get your input on most about this is, with the title of your podcast, I want to find ease in this process. Not easy,
Yeah.
Writing is often not easy, and this kind of puzzle is not easy. But I do have quite a bit of resistance around this project. And then when I get into it, I am joyful and it is easeful. But I do have a lot of resistance at getting to the page, which is why I think I haven't done it in the last year.